out what you want to do. Are you tired of arguing with him? Leave him, sis. It's your social media. If it really means that much, you leave him. But if that man means a lot to you, then find a common ground. And if you can't,
hold up, 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 hold up. Right now, I had to call you.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are on a road to 1,000 subbies. Yes, 1,000 subbies. I just want to kind of just say, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe to your girl, because I'm almost there and I'm trying to hit 1,000 subbies before the year ends. So hopefully we can do it. I pray we can. So this is another girl talk video. I don't have a lot of questions this time around, which is fine. So it's about 4 questions, nothing major. But we're going to give our opinion. Like I always say, you guys, help a fellow sister out. If y'all have any comments about these situations, leave it below. Because you never know, these girls may, or men, and these girls or men may look in the comments. So, without further ado, let's get started with this girl talk. Okay, so for the girl talk, the first question is, how was it traveling during COVID? I want to, but I'm scared. I mean, I guess don't even get me started on COVID. I mean, I feel like I traveled a lot during COVID and I was always safe. I always had a little mini hand sanitizer packets. I sanitized everything when I went on the airplane. I didn't touch a lot of things. I wore my mask, of course, and not the cloth mask. I actually wore a medical grade mask. Luckily, with the flights that I went on, coincidentally, not the ones for Spirit is actually not doing any spaces in between. Luckily enough, the flights that I took with Spirit, I was in the front or during the on the exit lanes, so there was actually nobody in the middle. There was no one in the middle of me. There was me at the window and then someone else, because I actually like the window seat. So it actually wasn't that bad. I mean, with other flights I've taken, they are doing a precaution of the middle seat open. So Spirit is not taking that precaution of having the middle seat open, which I'm never going to fly Spirit again just because of that situation that I had when I went to California. It was a cheap ticket, so you get what you pay for. When it comes to traveling through COVID, there was not a lot of things open, but but it was still fun. Like California I went to, there wasn't that many things open. Like the malls weren't open. A few of the beaches were not open, but there were other beaches that were open. You just had to drive a little farther for. But a lot of the restaurants are open. That was fun. I went to a lot of the canyons, little canyon areas. I did a Hollywood tour. I still personally had a ton of fun. I went to the fashion district. I thoroughly enjoyed myself when I went to California. Even though things were closed, you have to kind of find other ways to have fun. And now that everything is slowly opening, it's like COVID is still around and everything is opening now. So it's like all you can really do at this point with COVID is just to protect yourself and to be safe. And when I say that, I mean to say, you know, if you're touching a lot of things, as soon as you get to wherever you're going, don't touch your face. Wash your hands when you get home. Like, you have to be the one that stays protected. Make sure you're taking your immunity shot. Well, I take immunity, like not shots, but like drinks and protein. I'm always taking things like that. So you just have to protect yourself. That's all I can really say about that. But I feel like travel, especially with how cheap these tickets are. I found a flight going from Atlanta to Canada for $200. Well, $191. Like, why not travel? People are telling me why are you traveling? It's COVID outside, it's COVID outside. I work from home, so I'm rarely kind of open to COVID. And if I do travel, that's really the only time that I'm out in COVID. When I come back, I'm not around anyone. So I'm safe. I don't have any kids, so I mean that's how I feel about that. Next question. Hey girl, me and my boyfriend get into arguments about the pictures I post on social media. Should I cover up more, sis? It's so interesting because me and my boyfriend get into fights about what I wear on social media as well. But now that he understands kind of what I'm doing and who I am, we used to get into fights when we first started dating, but now we don't. And he understands. I feel like, I guess my question is why? If you're just posting these provocative pictures or getting naked on social media because you want to, okay sis, do you. But if your man is telling you he's uncomfortable with this, he feels like you're showing too much to the world, I guess at this point you're gonna have to ask yourself, do you want to be in a relationship where your man is that controlling and that jealous and he has to have control over what you wear? Or you have to also look at this and say, well, he's uncomfortable with it. Maybe I can find a happy medium. Like with me and my boyfriend, when we used to get into arguments, we had a conversation. I asked him, what do you not feel comfortable with me putting up on social media? What shouldn't I do? His biggest no was lingerie. That was his big, I'm not okay with that. And I respect that. I mean, I still post up swimsuit pictures, during the summer. So I am not, I wouldn't, really when it comes to lingerie, I wouldn't wear it on social media, but then again, I feel like my social media, my platform is to really showcase that all bodies are perfect. So I feel like now he really understands. So you have to ask yourself, do you want to be in a relationship where you have to kind of set boundaries with your man, or he has to set these boundaries with you, and are you okay with it? Because there are men out there who are okay with their women doing things like that. There are men like that. Shit, there's men like that who take the pictures for their old lady. So it's one of those things where you just gotta like figure out what you want to do. Are you tired of arguing with him? Leave him, sis. It's your social media. If it really means that much, you leave him. But if that man means a lot to you, then find a common ground. And if you can't find a common ground, then your ass ain't gonna be putting no more naked pictures up. That's just the truth of the matter. That's the truth. That's what it is. But yeah, that's my advice about that. Next question. Hey, I'm 19 and I found out I'm pregnant, but I want to get an abortion. But my boyfriend doesn't what shit? But, let me read that again, you guys. Hey, I'm 19, I found out I'm pregnant, but I want to get an abortion, but my boyfriend doesn't. What should I do? At this point, any advice is better than keeping this from my people. So, I am about pro-choice. I feel like you should make the best choice that you want to make. Meaning, if you're not ready to have this child and he doesn't want to, you don't want to bring a child into this world and give him nothing. I'm really big about that. Maybe because I grew up in poverty. I grew up with immigrant parents who didn't have it. So I look at it a bit different. If I don't have nothing to give that child, I'm not telling you to have an abortion. There's other things you could do. You can give it up for adoption, but some people can't handle having a whole child and giving it up for adoption. But if you feel like an abortion is the best choice for you, then okay. I mean, it's hard when one party wants it and the other doesn't. I mean, I would speak to him and tell him why you don't want to have it. And listen with open ears on why he feel like you guys should have it. Maybe he feels like he can support you guys. But children are hard. If you feel like you're not ready for kids, then go through with it. But if you feel like you're only doing this because you're scared that you don't have any support, then speak to the people around you. Speak to him. See what you guys can plan out. Come up with a budget. Find out what you can do going forward to get ready for this baby. Because it's easy to say you want to have an abortion. It's harder to go through with it. When I was younger, quick story, I knew someone who was pregnant. And I felt like I was pressuring her to keep the baby. Because I was always like, you guys are adults. You guys decided to lay in bed and have this child. And now that I look back at that, at the end of the day, if she wanted to have an abortion, who am I to force a child on her? I was wrong. And I feel like you're 19, so you're young. You're not even in your 20s yet. You're probably just out of high school. And you're probably scared. I do think you should talk to your parents. If not your dad, one of your parents who you feel more comfortable, like your mom. If not your parents, your aunt, your grandma. I feel like you should talk to someone and just let them know what's going on. If not, talk to him. I feel like don't just ignore what he's saying. He's valid in his feelings. But if you really want this, don't let anybody stop you from doing it. Because at the end of the day, none of these people have to take care of that child. You and him, y'all have to take care of it. So that's my opinion on that situation. Next question, you guys. So the next question is, I've been thinking about having a threesome, but I don't know how to bring it up to my man. It's interesting. Usually you hear men wanting to have threesomes, but girl, it's funny because I want to have a threesome as well, and my boyfriend is cool with it, but it sounds like your man, you know your man well, because it sounds like your man probably would be like, nah, I'm good, I don't want a threesome. I feel like sexually it's hard to get someone to agree to do something out of their comfort. It's hard. Like you're saying that you want this man to be to agree with you to have a threesome. Now, most men are cool with it. Now, I don't know if you're wanting a threesome with a girl or a guy. If you're wanting it with a guy, that's gonna be a harder push to get your guy to agree with that. If you're trying to have a threesome with another girl, he'll probably kind of be cool with it. You gotta kind of find a way to put that conversation in. So like, I think you should probably have like some one night when y'all have a sex, probably after the sex, when y'all done laying down together, you should probably be like, oh my god, babe, wouldn't it be cool for us to do something crazy, like just have a threesome one night, let's go out of town or something, or let's get a hotel and just get a threesome. Like, tell him something like that. See where his head is at. Or you can bring up conversations and be like, would you ever do a threesome, or would you ever do this or that, and kind of see where he's at, making like a game to kind of see where his head's at. Or you could just be straight up for it. I was straight up for it with my boyfriend. I asked him if he's okay with doing that. He said he's okay. He's cool with it. If your guy says no, then you just gotta put that dream on the shelf, baby. Because if you love him, you're not gonna cheat on him. So I mean, that's my advice. I say just kind of feel him out, or just go straight out and ask him. But that's my opinion. So that is all the girl talk questions for today. So I'm going to put my email address up here so you guys can go ahead or somewhere up here, down there, whatever. And I'm going to put my email. You guys send me more girl talk questions. Thank you so much for these questions. I feel like you guys trust me enough to kind of answer your questions as honestly as possible. So see y'all in my next video, and y'all like, comment, subscribe. Bye.